So hi everyone, welcome to the video. Let us see what is React.js. Let us understand what is React.js. So basically, JS stands for JavaScript XML, and it is a special syntax used in React, which is basically used or which is basically HTML markup language is made as a programming language. So with the help of this React, so HTML was basically a markup language. It was not a programming language. So with the integration of React or JavaScript React, it is basically we can call it as a programming language. So let us see what are their contents. We'll take the help of Geeks for Geeks to understand this React.js. So JS stands for JavaScript XML, and its special syntax is used in React to make your interface easier. So basically, the JavaScript XML is making us easier is making a better use to have a better building of interfaces. So it allows to write HTML code directly inside JavaScript. So that is what I said. So we are integrating HTML into JSX using React. So it is called as a JavaScript XML. So it basically looks like a regular HTML, and yeah, it has it basically also has a syntax. So JSX combines HTML and JavaScript in a single syntax, allowing you to create UI components in React. So basically, React has material UI components like you might have heard about. So those things are there. Though that JSX basically helps in combining both HTML and JavaScript, and it allows you to create user interface components. So coming to the syntax, so let us see here. So it is written as constant is a declaration of element, and the element is assigned as a hello world comma world in a h1 tag header tag. So h1 is a JSX element similar to HTML that represent a heading tag. So this is basically a HTML tag, but it is assigned to a variable element, so it is declared a constant. So this basically makes JSX. So next JS is converted into JavaScript behind the scenes, where React uses React.create element. So basically a rendering element to turn the JSX code into actual HTML elements that browser can run. So JSX basically helps in HTML element to convert it as a browser or user interface elements. So basically there must be an advantages of using this JavaScript XML. First thing, it provides several advantages. First thing is declarative UI. Next is cleaner syntax, and then another is a dynamic content. So basically, we can JSX allows us to directly code JavaScript files. This makes it easier to visualize how our components will look, and how they are rendered, and how our UI development process takes place. So it also allows us to have a cleaner syntax wherein the React create element for each element is manually used. So yeah, it allows us to create a cleaner syntax and dynamic context. So basically, let us see now how JSX works. So when a React processes this JSX code, it converts it into JavaScript using Babel. Babel is there, which which basically helps in converting that JSX code into JavaScript code. So then the JavaScript code creates a real HTML element in a browser's DOM. That is DOM. So which is however, which is however. So yeah, I was here. This React code then creates HTML elements on in the browser's DOM. So yeah, the DOM is basically a document object model that is basically will have the tree-like structures which it will construct. So this will help in getting the web page displayed. So yeah, so JSX has been transformed. Let us see how it is transformed. So writing JSX just like HTML inside JavaScript files. So as we saw earlier also, this way, if we copy and execute, the h1 tag will be available on this, and then yeah, how to implement JSX in action. So JSX can be implemented in a React project to create a dynamic and interactive by components. Here are the steps. So we need to first create a React app and run it. So after that, when we see app.js file in our this thing, you'll have that return thing written on your return function written on your app.js. So we'll have to write whatever the message whatever we want, those things can be written, and those things can be given as output. So let us see first how does it work. So the JSX code message will be transferred to JavaScript by Babel. So as told earlier, the JavaScript code will get converted into sorry, the HTML code will be transferred into JavaScript code by Babel. So Babel is a JavaScript compiler that transforms modern JavaScript into a version compatible older browsers or something. So then the React will then create a virtual DOM, that is a document that I already told, a tree like structure of a web page. So this will create a tree like structures. So that is a document object model for the h1 tag with the text inside. So and this virtual DOM is then used to update the actual browser displaying hello JSX works on the screen. So results after React process the JX, it renders the message on the screen. So let us see. So there are many uses of React JS, and I will read out what are these. So embedding expression. Uh, so we'll have to. So we are actually facilitate to embedded our HTML syntax directly into the JavaScript expressions directly in the curly braces, like as we have seen here. So if we give constant name, if we declare a variable constant name and assign it as a Johnny as a string, that will basically, if we use curly braces, and in this we are getting the output as hello Johnny. So whatever the name constant name variable will be replaced by the its initialization. So using attributes in JSX, so it basically helps us use attributes, like we know attributes are the basically description given to an image, or some the special information provided to the different tags. So attributes uh, can mostly be used for images. Like if the image is not loaded, the attribute can be shown. Like if we have an image that is displayed of a watch, then if the image is not shown, then the user, if the image is not loaded, or if the user is if user wants to know what is the image about, so that image name can be written it as here, alt is equal to watch. That this attribute basically helps in creating better information for the this. So it will have the children, that passing children. So in JSX components or elements can accept children just like HTML elements. Children are nested elements or content inside. So here you can see in the welcome we have different tags written. So these things are written as children. So JSX also helps in creating objects. So it does not basically render HTML by React. So it will create some thing, and it will go. So let us conclude here. So JSX is basically a powerful feature of React that allows us to write HTML like code, so with JavaScript. So that is what I said earlier. So it simplifies the process of building user interfaces by combining the flexibility of JavaScript with the structures of HTML. JSX makes easier to